it's Kelsey, and today I'm going to be going over the different parks that I've been to and ranking them from 11 to 1 since I've been to 11 theme parks. So let's get started. Starting at the number 11 spot, we have Kennywood in Pennsylvania. This one gets the number 11 spot for me because it's a smaller park, so you don't get as much for your money, and a lot of the times that we go, a lot of the rides are broken down and we traveled over 2 hours to get there. I am by no means saying this is a bad park to go to, there's just better options out there. Some of the perks of this park are it's very family oriented, they have a lot of fun rides when they are fully functional, and the whole park is shaded really well so you don't get hot when it's blistering hot outside. Overall, I would give Kennywood 3.5 stars. It's a good family park, but it could just use some improvement. Coming in at the number 10 spot is Cedar Point. I know this might come as a shock to you all, but I'll tell you why. For me, Cedar Point is all about the thrill rides. And if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that that's not really my thing. While I don't really care for the thrill ride side of it, I do care about the entertainment and the shows and the events that they bring to the park. Unfortunately, Cedar Point has let that go and they've dropped a lot of fantastic festivals and events, such as the Frontier Festival they don't do anymore, and the Night of the Living Fed they dropped a few years ago. That was a great event, and now it looks like they're going to be dropping Winter Chill Out, which is a very big disappointment for Cedar Point fans. I'm hoping under the Six Flags management this will change, and they will change it for the better. On the entertainment side of things, such as the shows and the meet and greets and stuff, they do a pretty good job. The only thing that they could do better at is more meet and greets. I feel like you have to go over to Kings Island for that. Another thing Cedar Point does really well is obviously the thrill rides. Even though I don't really like them, I know there are a lot of people who do. But for me, that's not really what I go to the parks for, so unfortunately it has to go in the number 10 spot. Overall, I would give Cedar Point a 3.7 out of 5 stars. Moving on to the number 9 spot is Kings Island near Cincinnati, Ohio. This one just barely ranks over Cedar Point for me just because it has some more family-friendly options. I will actually ride a little bit more at this park than I will over at Cedar Point. On top of having family-friendly rides, they have amazing shows here, which I feel like trump Cedar Point's just a little bit. They also have a lot more meet and greets than Cedar Point does, with all the Peanuts characters. Another thing to point out about Kings Island is their amazing fireworks and drone display that they just started doing. It is awesome. On top of this amazing fireworks and drone show, they do parades throughout the season as well. Overall, I would give Kings Island a 3.8 out of 5 stars. Number 8 on my list is Carowinds, the one that is technically between North Carolina and South Carolina. This one comes in at number 8 for me just because of the area it's in, but also how cool the park actually is. There's not only a bunch of cool rides here, there's a bunch of entertainment and events that they have going on throughout the year. I remember seeing on one of the signs when we were here on vacation that they had some big name country stars coming to sing there, and I thought that was super cool that they were able to actually get them to come to one of their festivals. Another cool thing about this park is it is split between North Carolina and South Carolina, and there actually is a line dividing the park. It's like the Four Corners of the World theme park edition. Another thing that really stood out about this park for me was the food. I don't know why, but it was a lot better than Cedar Point and Kings Island. I feel like this one ranks high in the Cedar Fair legacy parks for me just because of the area it's in, but also because of the food, the entertainment, and the rides. Overall, I would give Carowinds a score of 3.9 stars out of 5. For the number 7 spot, we're headed to Florida to Animal Kingdom. Some of the best rides at Walt Disney World are at Animal Kingdom. You have Expedition Everest, you have Avatar Flight of Passage, and Navi River Journey, just to name a few. They also have some amazing shows and entertainment at this park, including the animation experience. One of the Disney animators will come out and teach you how to draw one of your favorite characters from one of the movies. This is such a fun experience, and it's a good way to get out of the Florida heat. Another thing to note about this park is obviously the animals. What would Animal Kingdom be without the animals? You can take a ride on Kilimanjaro safaris to see a bunch of the animals, or you can take one of the 2 walking paths to see even more animals. It's really amazing to see all of these animals in a theme park. Overall, I would give Animal Kingdom a 4 out of 5 star rating. While this is not my favorite Walt Disney World park, I absolutely love Walt Disney World. It was so hard to choose between these for the top 7. And coming in at number 6 is another Walt Disney World park, Hollywood Studios. This one comes in at number 6 for me because it is one of my favorite Walt Disney World parks. Toy Story Land literally takes me back to my childhood, and I absolutely love this area of the park. It's so cute and so fun, and Slinky Dog Dash is absolutely worth the wait. And probably my second favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. This ride is so immersive and so incredibly detailed. This ride is so much fun and has me laughing every single time. And one of my absolute favorite parts of this park is Fantasmic. Fantasmic brings together all of the movies from your childhood and all of the newer movies that we know and love. And the steamboat at the end with all the characters on it is such a nice surprise. And little Mickey Mouse at the top of that mountain conducting everything is so beautiful. The song for this one is so catchy as well, and if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Overall, I would give Hollywood Studios a 4.2 out of 5 rating. As we head into the top 5, we're headed over to Universal Studios Orlando. Talk about an immersive park. They now have a new VillainCon attraction where you can shoot minions. They have so many immersive rides and shows and entertainment throughout the park. And they have one of the best rides in all of Orlando, and that would be Gringotts. Being a big Harry Potter fan, this was probably one of my favorite rides of all time. Even the decor in the queues was absolutely beautiful, and every detail was thought about. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter is absolutely amazing on both sides, Universal Orlando and Islands of Adventure. You really can't choose which side is better. This side of the park also has a lot of games, but I also like how immersive and how interactive the rides are on this side of the park. And the lands in this park are so immersive as well. The Minion area is immersive, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is obviously immersive, the Simpsons area is extremely immersive. They really hit the nail on the head when it comes to immersiveness in theme parks. Overall, I would give Universal Studios a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. And number 4 on my list is Islands of Adventure, right across the way. Islands of Adventure has a slight advantage over Universal Studios just because of the IP that is over on this side of the park compared to the other side. Not only do they have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter on this side, but they also have Jurassic World / park, and they also have Seuss Landing, which is great for kids and families, and that's exactly where you can find Grinchmas. I'm sure you have all seen videos on social media of the Grinch. This guy is absolutely hilarious, and he does a perfect job at portraying the Grinch. I cannot wait to do this one day, but I am not looking forward to the line that's about 3 or 4 hours long. On the Harry Potter side of things, I have not yet gotten to ride Hagrid's. I have been waiting to ride this, and I will let you know as soon as I do. This was an addition to the Harry Potter area that was already there, and it has the Forbidden Journey ride and the castle and the Frog Choir and all the other things that you love about the Harry Potter films. This part of the park will always have a special place in my heart, and I cannot wait to go back. Overall, I would give Islands of Adventure a 4.6 out of 5-star rating, just a slight edge over Universal Studios. And for the number 3 spot, we have to go outside of Orlando for a minute, to Dollywood. This is by far one of the most beautiful parks I have ever seen. This park has so many amazing rides, shows, entertainment, and merchandise. You can tell that Dolly put her heart and soul into this park, and she even comes to visit sometimes as well. I've never been lucky enough to see her, but maybe one day. And above all in this park, the one thing that they do absolutely right every single time is the food. And the cinnamon bread is the best thing you will ever eat in your entire life. They are known for their cinnamon bread, and there is a reason why. This is an absolute must every time you go to Dollywood. I cannot wait to go back and get the cinnamon bread. Overall, I would give Dollywood a 4.7 out of 5. This is absolutely my favorite park outside of Orlando, and I would highly recommend checking it out if you're in the Pigeon Forge area. And for the number 2 spot, we have Magic Kingdom Park in Walt Disney World. When it comes to rides, this is my absolute favorite park. As I said before, I'm not really a thrill rides person, so this park is really perfect for me. In this park, there's not really many rides that I would skip. While I wouldn't say the lands in this park are immersive, I would say that the rides are. And they do a lot of overlays for the holidays in this park. This park hosts a lot of events as well, and that's another reason that I really love this park. Along with the amazing castle, the fireworks display, and of course, Casey's Corner corn dogs. This was also the first Walt Disney World park, so it holds a special place in my heart. There are so many classic rides, and I feel like Walt Disney would be so proud of what was achieved. Overall, I would give Magic Kingdom Park a 4.9 out of 5 stars. For me, this park is a really close second place to my first place park. If you haven't guessed it by now, my number 1 park is Epcot. I love everything about this park, and it is home to my favorite ride in the entire world, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. If you haven't ridden this ride, you have to ride it when you go to Epcot. It is literally the best ride. It is so immersive, and it's probably the most immersive ride I've ever seen in my entire life. I have to admit, I probably am a little bit partial about this because this is one of my favorite movies of all time too. This ride alone deserves a 5-star rating. One of my favorite areas on the ride is the freezer section where you're hiding from the humans. It is so immersive, and it looks like you are literally the size of a rat. One of my other favorite rides in this park is Frozen Ever After. I love Olaf so much. He is literally one of my favorite characters of all the Disney characters, so I think I'm a little partial to this ride as well. Another thing that I really love about Epcot is World Showcase. It feels like you are literally walking around the world, and you get to see all the different cultures and the different foods and the different people, and it is absolutely amazing. Epcot has been my favorite park since I was a kid, and I think it always will be. My number 1 favorite thing about Epcot is all the festivals that they have throughout the year. They have Festival of the Arts, the International Flower and Garden Festival, the International Food and Wine Festival, and last but certainly not least, the Festival of the Holidays. Overall, I would give Epcot a perfect 5 out of 5 star rating. Honestly speaking, I cannot tell you what it is about Epcot, but I just absolutely love it, and I have always loved it ever since I was little. I know Epcot is not everybody's cup of tea, but it's definitely mine. To me, everything about it is perfect. All the countries around World Showcase, Epcot is home to my favorite ride in the entire world, and the food everywhere you look is to die for. And that's why in my book it always gets the number 1 spot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do you agree with my rankings? Do you think that you would switch some? Do you think it's completely wrong? Let me know in the comments below what you think and what your favorite park is. Thanks for watching today's video. See you guys next time. Bye.